Facebook retargeting ads are some of the best ads for your return on investment, but you have to do it right. There is a lot that goes into a successful campaign. In this video, we'll cover the different levels of retargeting, some best practices for retargeting, and at the end, I'll show you some example retargeted ads that you can implement right now in your business. The foundation of retargeting ads is that you retarget any lead or potential buyer to your offer. I usually recommend that you spend about 5 to 10% of your ad budget for retargeting ads. It's not a lot of your budget, but it often results in 80% of the sales and results. You can level up your retargeting by pairing a specific ad at every point in your customer journey where you want somebody to take action. I recommend drawing your customer journey out and then looking at every point where you want the lead to actually do something. Let's use a webinar funnel as an example. That customer journey might start with a video or a piece of content that you want someone to consume. We actually talked in depth about how to promote those ads in another video, so you can find that link below. The next step in that customer journey that you want someone to take is actually register for your webinar. So you'd have those registration ads, which we talked in depth about lead generation in this series as well. After a lead signs up for your webinar, what is the action you want them to take? You want them to actually watch your webinar. So you then have an opportunity for everybody who's signed up for your webinar but hasn't watched it yet to send them an ad, and specifically send them back to the webinar, even addressing that you know they signed up in the webinar, you know they're interested in your content, but they haven't watched it yet. Once you know that somebody watched your webinar, what do you want them to do? You want them to buy your offer that you pitched on that webinar. Now here's where we can get into variation of different types of ads. You can have testimonial ads, video ads, case study ads. These ads should specifically hit on objections you know your audience has. Will this work for me? Is this investment worth it? How am I going to pay this off? Will I get results? Whatever you know the objection is that your audience has, address that in your retargeting ads to them. Now, moving through the customer journey, you're going to have people who land on your sales page. Maybe they make it even as far as your cart, your checkout page. They are on the fence of buying, but then they abandon. They don't actually finish purchasing. That's an opportunity for an ad to send people back to that page. Each of these examples are really inexpensive to run as ads because you're talking about a very hyper-targeted audience that you've already paid or done the work to get them so far. And now you spend a little bit of your budget and you'll be able to finish and close that loop and hopefully having them purchase your offer. One time we supported with a client's launch where we spent $1,100 on sales page and abandoned cart ads. She was selling a $2,000 course and it resulted in $1.2 million in sales just from those ads. Your retargeted audiences are already warm. They already have trust with your brand. They've consumed some sort of content. And now if you can speak to that audience based on where they are in your customer journey, you'll be able to effectively push them over the fence and have them take action. If you have any type of traffic going to a webinar or watching your content or even landing on a sales page, you have an audience that you can target right now today. Every day that you don't have retargeted ads set up, you're actually leaving money on the table. When you go to set up a retargeted ad, you set it up just like any other ad. But then when you actually go to select the audiences, you're selecting custom audiences within your ads manager. So assuming you already have your offer that you're sending people to and you've selected the objective as conversion, let's dive into the ads manager where I'll show you how to find and set up those audiences. Once you're in the ad set level, you'll have the option to choose any custom audience you've created in your ads manager. So if you click this box, it will show you all the different options of audiences you've already created. For example, I could select this audience evergreen webinar, people who've landed on my thank you page in the last 180 days. I'd select them to target, and then I'd want to exclude my buyers. So to make it easy, I could have an audience of anybody who's landed on the purchase pixel in the last 180 days. Now I have an audience of people who registered for my webinar but have not purchased my offer yet, and I can send them any ad that I'd like. Now, if you don't see any audiences come up when you go to do this, you have to have created them already in your Facebook Ads Manager. I showed you exactly how to do that in one of the videos in this playlist, so click right here to access that playlist. Now, as promised, I want to show you some example retargeting ads that might be relevant to your business. These examples are a testimonial ad, a case study ad, an abandoned cart or an abandoned sales page ad, or an abandoned application or call booking ad, or any other place where your customers or leads landed and didn't finish the action you wanted them to take. Once you have all of these set up, the next step is learning how to scale and optimize your ads. In this playlist, I cover my exact process for doing that. Or click this video that I think you might like.